Oh, do we have your attention? Hello, and thank you for joining us for this for today's live webinar. So today we want to cut protective textiles. I have my application engineer Pascal Storm with me, who will operate the machine, and I'm the international sales manager here at Eurolaser and responsible for English and international customers worldwide. What do we want to do? We want to show you a complete solution of processing protective textiles. In general, we will go into cutting as a common base for laser processing, but also additional options and features that we can provide with the machine. What material do we have today? We have a Delco-Tex material called Daily Nova 150. Thank you very much for sponsoring this material today, and as a great partner as well for all kinds of technical reviews and feedbacks in protective textile material. So first, Pascal, maybe you would like to explain us what machine you have prepared for us today and what you're going to operate today.
Yes, of course. Today we will use the 3XL, which is currently our biggest system in the application and the biggest system we do provide. Let's start from the back here. In the back you can see there's an automatic feeding unit which feeds the material onto the cutting system. So just going through those waves here. Then coming onto the dancer wave, which provides the speed change. So if your material is pretty tight in here, this roll will be going faster just to kind of figure it out how the speed should be. Same goes for the capacitive sensor down there, which is another option. You can switch between those two. The feeder is also equipped with a edge alignment tool, which provides the straight edge onto the system, which you can see in this laser pointer. When you go from the feeder onto the system, you will have a cutting table right here, which there is a conveyor belt on right now. This is our standard conveyor belt, the full mesh size, which is also available in the half mesh variant for a bit thinner textiles or a bit softer textiles, which will be just sucked into the full mesh on the full vacuum. Yeah, beneath that conveyor belt, you see a black table. Under that black table is our table concept here, as you can see here. These small vacuum chambers are all fitted with a hole. The size of the hole varies from the outside to the middle, so the vacuum flow stays the same in all chambers. So everything on here has the same, or every chamber on here has the same vacuum power in the end. And then when you go further after the cutting table, we will have our extension table or the collecting table, where you can just pick up your pieces that you just did cut, so you don't waste any time with picking or unloading your finished pieces. The system will still work, and your finished pieces will be laying here on the extension table. Yeah, this is our machine that we will be using today.
So coming to the options that we want to show today, we have our bar here installed with different modules today. So we are not providing a cutting solution, we are providing a complete solution for the requirements that are currently on the market, like traceability, like all kinds of different variants. Today, as an example, we have prepared, and this is always the standard, on the first position here, you can see this is the lay optical head, so the laser head, having a lens inside. The lenses can also be changed depending on the material thickness. And you can see here there's an extraction hose, so we also have a top or an extraction system from above the material, as we can't always guarantee that when you are cutting material that all the emission gases are going into the table, into the vacuum of the table, but will also be on the surface of the material that we can extract from above. Additionally, here on the G3 series machines, we have two additional modules that we can install. So today we have installed the ink printer. This ink printer here is a 3x3 version, so we can insert 3 cartridges and basically print directly on material, or combine it here with the third tool that we have installed, the label module that basically places a label onto the fabric. And afterwards, we can print with the ink printer a QR code, a batch number, whatever you need on the label, or as I said, directly on the material. Yeah, this machine that we have here in the application center also has an additional tool installed, which is our newest feature. Pascal, maybe you can drive the bar back a little bit so we can show it. So here we have our newest development, which is the new scanner solution called Laser Scout Position Plus Professional. This is a bar here on the 3XL installed with 48 cameras and a lightning bar here. So what it does is we are not using a standard camera to read fiducial marks that you have seen in front of the machine now. But here we can scan the entire area of the table while driving back. So we feed material, we drive back with the bar, we scan the surface of the table and the entire area. A picture is created that we can convert into a vector file. This enables us to have a different, or to, let's say, compensate for shrinking or any other problems that you will face during the print, during printing. But also it can also generate a file if you don't need one and has additional features. For example, also the pattern matching. We have prepared a short video of pattern matching that explains it a little bit, and I will go into the details in the sample afterwards. So here on the table, we have an example for pattern matching. So in general, when you would cut a shirt, so you would not cut out this pocket. It is just for, let's say, to show you this example a little bit better. You would cut out the shirt, and somewhere on the textile, you would then cut a separate pocket that you would sew onto the shirt. So what is important is that the pocket that you will cut out has the same structure and matches the shape of the shirt itself. So with pattern matching, we can tell the software and the camera to search for the exact same pattern somewhere else on the table, place it there. It will rotate and cut it on in the right position so that when you sew the pocket onto the shirt, it matches perfectly here with the lines that are on the fabric. So what are the area of applications in protective textiles? We have different kinds or different applications depending on the usage or depending on which sector is using it. For example, firefighters. The, let's say, main focus here for their equipment is heat resistancy. Heat resistancy when entering a building, having a great fire. There is a huge heat inside the building that we need to have the person and the firefighter protected from. So here what we have as an example that we have cut with the laser as well is an aramid, a pressed aramid that is heat resistant and that can provide protection when it is installed in the jacket and the trousers and somewhere else. Different applications then also for military or for police enforcement is, of course, impact protection. Impact protection from, let's say, stabbing weapons like a knife, but also from bullets and stronger weapons. Here we have an Kevlar and an aramid as well that we have cut, having different structures basically to provide protection in such areas as well. And these can also be installed and sewed in the equipment. Next, this is also what we have prepared today on the machine, is here a material. This is a 5-colored camouflage print that is also provided from Delcotex today. Here we can cut the textile as well. It is important that the soldiers, for example, or also hunters can disguise in special or in different areas and can have, let's say, are not in a good sight so they can hide much better. Especially here in this vest that we have cut out, there is also a engraving on this vest. Pascal, what makes it so unique here?
So, of course, when you want to cut out some piece of equipment, you will need traceability. In that case here, the traceability we did use, or the method we did use, was an engraving, just to put a batch number, for example, onto the piece. Now, if you don't want to engrave your pieces, there's also other options. Like, for example, this is a label right here that was fitted by our label module and then printed by our ink printing module, just to put a QR code, the number or the date we've made this, and then just a small picture down there. You could as well fit your label module with, let's say, NFC text into your label, or pre-printed ones can also fit. Or if you need another marking method, just for, let's say, putting sewing marks onto that, we have the ink module or the ink marker module available as well, just to put a small ink line onto your pieces if you want to have them for further processing. Yeah, but today we will gonna show you how the ink printer and the label module works on our machine. So I've prepared a job right now for that, and then I'm gonna show you that really quickly. Ja, jetzt glaube ich kein automatisches.
All right, Pascal, show us the sample that you've cut and prepared, and let's see. So we have actually prepared a sample that fits Pascal. So now we'll see if it still fits after the weekend. So let me just scrub it over. All right, so it does seem to fit again. Yeah, all right. So Finn, do you like to bring the camera closer so we can show the sample? Yeah. So we can see the label that we have placed here and also the print. And now coming to the cutting itself, it is here a complete sealed cutting edge. So you can see with the laser, as it is a burning process, we seal off the cutting edges. So if we try to pull out single strings here that you know commonly from cutting textiles and fabric with the knife, this is something that can't happen with this sample. So now, as we have also prepared a sample that we have cut with a knife, you can see in comparison when you pull that you will always be removing these strings. So this fraying that you always have with knife cutted parts is something that the laser prevents and has a natural advantage of compared to the mechanical processing. So now we have cut a shape that fits Pascal. Pascal, do you want to show us the software? I mean, I'm a salesman. I don't know how difficult it is to set up a job, to send it out, to cut something. So take your best and make one for me. Is that possible?
Yeah. So right now we did one for my size. We can customize the vest for your size as well. Let's just use the right one. So I did use a width of 700 millimeters. That wouldn't fit you, I guess. So let's just put 800. Put a scaling mode as well on.
I hope that fits me because just 100 millimeters. All right, let's try.
Good. Then this one should be fitted for you. And then let's as well do some more of the magazine bags because it's a bigger vest, of course. Like that. And then we're just gonna put it out again.
All right, Pascal. So let's see if the size that you made me fits. It's front and back. This way. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you have to do it. It's a bit tighter than I expected, but well, perfect. So you can see like changing the contour, shape, size, whatever is made as easy as possible to make sure that any operator with a small amount of training is able to use and operate the machine in the fullest way. Pascal, so what is very difficult with this material in general, and especially with protective textiles, is it is very expensive. So we don't want to have any waste, or we want to use as much of the material as possible. So do we have any option to make sure that we don't waste too much material?
Yes. So as I can show you here, this is a smaller vest contour that we just cut out for samples of that material. Right now, I wanted to be nested into a, let's say, area of 900 by 900. We're just going to open the nesting tool for that, then select our working area, which we're going to put at 900, 900. And then we put a certain amount of objects we want to have in there. Right now, we need a order of 82, let's say. Then we hit OK. We can choose a rotating angle if the material has some certain sewing that we, or a certain stitching line that we don't want to have in a certain direction. Hit nest, and then it's gonna try out multiple layouts for my working area. And right now you could see we have, for example, 77 pieces onto one plate, 79 pieces, 81 and 82, which is the best one right here. Just hit apply and OK, and then everything is gonna put into one job. As you can see down here, 82 objects, used area. It's going to show you everything. And then, of course, if you have your job prepared now, you would need some data to cut it or parameters to cut it. In that case, our software comes with a database, which provides you with nearly or a bit over 250 materials just to get started on the laser. If you have some certain material that are commonly cut by laser, they should be in there as well. And then you don't need to search for a long time. You just got parameters to work with in the beginning. As you can see here, this is our database right now, which provides a bit more, over 2,700 materials right now. But yeah, after you did cut your job with your found parameters in the database, you would want to check how long the job went, or how long time did it cost, or how many pieces of that job you did send out. As you can see here, we have the production information system for that, just to overwatch what jobs were made onto the system. So right now, here you can see that was our last job. It was done at that and that date, that and that time. It was only one job sent out. It did finish. And then you can see the job name, which system it was on, if you have multiple of that, the cutting path, the movement of the system, the material out of the database, and the material length and used area in square meters. Good. The next system that is provided with our software would be the watchdog, which is an overwatch for your laser system. If you have any problems or any error codes, they will be on here as well for our service technicians to see and calculate what maybe could be wrong with your system, to just do a bit of support from Lüneburg right now if your system is standing a bit away, or if you want to just check if there's any possible fix for that right now.
So the watchdog provides us a remote access from our technicians here from Lüneburg to support you remotely, get access to the machine, and read also if we can enter certain service levels, that we can read out the 7 control unit that we have from the machine, the cooling unit, the exhaust unit, and so on, and have an, let's say, real-time status of the machine. The second thing that Watchdog comes with, and this is basically the general support that we provide. We have 12 partners worldwide that work for us and that have their own technicians to provide also in the farthest regions worldwide a local support to be quick on site and make sure that the machine has and can run well, be serviced well, maintained well, and also if you have new operators that they can be trained also in their own language. We have covered the support, and I hope that this was a little overview, or that we could give you a little overview of the machine and what the options are and the features, and how we have prepared a cutting solution and a complete solution for your materials and for your company. We have prepared also, there are questions coming in that my camera team has prepared. So the first one that I can read from here is, which file formats can the software open? Pascal, can you share the screen again and show us?
Yes. So right here you can see in that little window, let's see if I can make it a bit bigger. You can choose from certain data types. As you can see, the list is long, and it goes from standard ones like AI to DXF, CorelDRAW, Bitmap, Photoshop, and all those basic ones like PDF as well. So there's a pretty long list of data you can import, and I think everything in there is the standard that you would have, and the implements are provided there.
Yeah, Pascal, thank you very much. There's also a second question that we can still leave the screen shared. Is there a possibility to calculate the time before you actually cut it? So what you showed us in the production data overview is all the jobs that have been cut already. But do you have a tool to calculate the time in advance?
Yeah, there's a tool for that as well. So if you have your job right now, which we did nest earlier, and you have your parameters ready, you can click on here to have an output time calculator. So you just select which of those designs you want to cut, hit that button, and then it calculates an estimate time for the whole job. This can, of course, vary by a few percent, but it's close to being spot on every time that I did use it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pascal. So the next question I can read is laser power. Yeah, basically, yeah, we have not explained what laser power we actually use. Finn, can you share or bring the camera with me? So what you can see on the back of the machine is the laser extension side. The laser source is installed in that cover, behind that cover. So what we use here is a 450 watt laser source. This laser source here comes from the company Luxina. We only use 2 different suppliers worldwide that we get their laser sources from, and this is the company Synrad and Luxina. These are the best and most and well-known CO2 laser sources that are on the market that we only use from. Yeah. So this machine comes with 450 watt. We also have different laser powers depending on the application. If you are cutting nylon or thin polyester fabric, for example, there is no need to use 450 watts. So what we do this is the standard procedure of eurolaser is we do get we receive samples from you so we can analyze the material and we can run extensive tests here in our application center. Based on these tests, we can determine the laser power needed for the material and which possibilities we have if we increase the power. We have laser sources from 60 watts to 125, 250, 450, and a maximum of 650 watt, which can cover the entire applications that are on the market for laser cutting, basically. Oh yeah, we can just stay here. The next question is the weight of the feeding unit, so the maximum ball weight. The variant that we have here in this in our application center is the biggest standard version we have, which is 700 kilograms. We also have the feeding unit in 3 different maximum weights, basically. So we have it in 200 kilograms, in 400 kilograms, and in 700 kilograms. We always configure the machine based on the information that you provide and on the material that you cut. Even if it goes above 700 kilograms, we can find a solution. But these are the 3, let's say, standard versions that we have very commonly. So the next question I can see is the extraction. What extraction do we use? Of course, we have emission gases. These emission gases need to be extracted. How do we extract that? And we have 2 solutions for that. The one is the basically standard version, and the other one is the filtering version. So the standard version you can see on this plateau. We are facing the same issue as I think everybody in the world is we do not have enough space. So we build ourselves a plateau, basically. We can bring the exhaust units here on top of it, so we have more space underneath. The extraction system from us, the standard version, is just blowing out. So these are just turbines without a filtration, and it always comes with one small 0.75 kilogram turbine for the top exhaust that I have explained, which is sitting on the laser head. And depending on the machine size, with 3 kilowatt turbines for the table and for the vacuum to pull the fabric in place and also extract the fumes into the table and outside. So you can see the extraction system here is connected to the building, and then from the building it goes outside. And now we are sitting in an industrial area. In an industrial area, we don't have any requirements or any regulations that would force us to use a filtering unit. But if you're in a mixed area or in a residential area, this certainly comes into place. And for that, we also provide an extensive filtering unit here in cooperation with our partner ULT that provides these filtering units. And it comes with active car coil, with a pre-separator. So in a full extensive package, which is configured based on the machine size that you're purchasing and also on the material that you are going to cut. So they can configure the filtering unit to your demands and to your needs. The question here, the chip collector. Yeah, we can move over here. So I can show this small example that we have. let's see if we can show it in good resolution. Yeah. So you can see here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 millimeters holes that we have cut. So these small pieces, they are, because we are using a very strong vacuum, it is a risk that we will suck these parts into the table, which can go through the turbine and then outside, worst case on the parking lot or whatever. So what we can do, and this is an option that we also have for such let's say problems, is that we set a chip collector between the machine and the exhaust unit. So what it does is there is a mesh that is installed. So our turbines pull the air through. So these chips will fly through the hose into the chip collector. There is a mesh that prevent these chips or these little parts from flying through, but they will blocked. And so then they fall down into a bin, which then, let's say, separates these small parts that you can empty. We have signal lamps that can also show you the status of the chip collector. So basically, if it's empty, if it's already an orange light to know there is already something in the bin, and the red light you need to empty it. And this is the solution that we provide for these small parts. Additional tools. Yeah, we showed the solution today was the combination of a label and a printer. We of course have a lot more tools to add to the machine, which is beginning with the cooperation and the movement system that we use from Zünd. So if you know the company Zünd, which everybody should know of, Zünd provides a big, let's say, variation of tools, of mechanical tools that we can also use in our machines. So here's a wagon that we have prepared with some different modules, basically. So what you can see here, a 1 kilowatt router, the universal module here from Zünd, so you can place different tools inside, a creasing tool, an oscillating knife, pneumatic oscillating knife, electric oscillating knife, a drag knife. We also have own solutions like the ink marker that Pascal has prepared. So we can also place sewing marks on fabrics. So the variation and the limitations are set by, there are no limitations, basically. So we already have almost all solutions on the market to provide in addition to the laser machine. So you can also have different materials that might not be laser suitable, like PVC, that you can cut with the knife instead. And this can be provided with this one machine. So, oh yeah, the question now is, of course, when I explain something about the router, it comes with sheet material. So can we cut sheets? What we showed today is a conveyor system, a conveyorized system. These conveyorized systems are mainly used for textiles, but we also have other solutions, machine solutions to cover different materials like plates or sheets. So here we have a static M1600 with an effective cutting area of 1,330 millimeters times 1,630 millimeters. So we can use, for example, a PMMA plate, place it here on the machine, on a static machine, and cut it. Here we have a 650 watt variant also available, so we can cut very thick materials, 25 millimeters acrylic or wood as well. And yeah, so there is a sample also that we have done with the machine, which is our Eiffel Tower. So you can see quite well what the quality and the precision can also be in, let's say, acrylics or other hard plastics. So even if you have pre-confecturized or pre-confectioned textiles, this is not a problem. We can have a static machine, or we can also further, let's say, increase the productivity by adding a shuttle table. So this machine in the end then comes with 2 tables, exchangeable tables, so we reduce the downtime even more. All these options are available, and it should just provide you a small insight of and overview of what we can do and what we have. And we look forward that you send us an email so we can set and explain, or you can explain us what your application is in the end, that we can provide and show you the solutions that we could have for you. I know that this I know that this webinar is not enough time to cover all the questions and cover everything that is possible. So it should just awaken your interest, basically, to call us and arrange a meeting with us, and we can also set up, let's say, a visit to your factory, as it provides us a good insight of what you do, so we can provide the best possible solution for you. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. I hope that you'll also visit us. We do have an in-house exhibition planned this year, which is also our 30th anniversary. So it will be in a big event that we have on the 11th and on the 12th of September this year. Here in Lüneburg, we have the whole building prepared with solutions, with options, features, a lot of our partners also exhibiting and in cooperation with us. So to show you the possibilities and endless possibilities that we have with the machine. Some of you will also be on the Enforce-Tech maybe end of this month. So if you are in Nuremberg and you would like to, let's say, talk with us, we also have an expert on the trade show and the exhibition. So just give us send us an email, give us a call, and we can arrange a meeting on the Enforce-Tech also and talk about your application. So I want to thank you very much, Pascal, you for operating the whole camera team here, assisting us. And yeah, I hope it was a good insight. And yeah, we will share the contact details from us afterwards. So just write us an email if there are certain things that you would still like to have. Or if you want just to send your material in and see what the samples look like, just send us the samples, give us a note in advance, and we can take care of it and share the results with you, send it back to you. So yeah, thank you very much for today's webinar and for your attendance, and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.